As the teams begin to fall, what has been a wild round one is nearly over. But boy, it has been special. Since the last video, things haven't slowed down a bit. The bone-crushing hits just keep coming. The fans are now out of control. The intermissions are out of control.
I'm not a carpenter, but I carry around a hammer. Anyway, go on.
And the alien species that are NHL goalies are now spreading to the players. And of course, we also got some fantastic player moments.
He spun his way into a good spot to cooperate as he went to...
And so, as we did last week, how about we start with the nasty? Because these guys are going at it. And at the end of the first Islanders-Canes overtime in Game 4, tempers got a bit heated. But listen to this.
Period.
Hockey chirps are brutal. Then we also got the Empire State Building again, this time Van Riemsdyk the victim as he got crushed. And then Orlov hitting Cizikas so hard he knocked down his own teammate. And one I missed last week was Mason Marchment on White Cloud, who was absolutely obliterated, as was Yossi by Zadorov.
Play on the road. He was asked, you like being the...
And these playoffs are so physical that the Panthers started hitting each other during warm-ups. Then after what was a blowout in Game 3, Lowry trying to set a tone, and look, Lowry's the last guy I'd call a turtle, but when the jersey got over his head, that's all I could see here. Over in LA, a big hit at center ice as Engelland catching Kane watching the puck led to a third period scrum, where Desharnais had his hands full with both Byfield and Kopitar. That or he's just got so much love to give. Either way, Kopitar was not happy about it, and Draisaitl hit him with the, "Aw, did he make you cry?" But taking a break from the angry hockey players, oh, what's that? What do you see? Ah, just a sweep that we all saw coming a mile away. The only sweep of the first round, and it wasn't even close. The Caps led for all of 2 minutes in the second game, and in Game 3, just the second time they scored the first goal, they led for all of 44 seconds. And that was it. That was the entire duration of this series that they even led a game. And in what was the elimination game, Jensen with the assist gives it up not a minute in, which about summed up this entire series, in which Ovi was completely held off the board. And speaking of eliminations, what now? What is it? Oh, my, how? Freaking Wolverine? It was. Mikhail Sergachev, after brutally breaking his leg just 80 days ago, somehow made his return, and while it worked for a game, Game 5 of this series was not pretty. And we should have known they were cursed after this one in Game 3, where a falling Hagel went offside and this goal was called back. Because facing elimination, Hedman shot, rebound, and they scored. A huge opening goal. Sorelli going to the net, got him on the board, but Declare, fighting with being held by the defender, got his skate in the blue paint, and this was overturned. All right, no problem. You've got Mr. Wolverine. So down 2-1, it's Sergachev from way back to tie this game up. And not so quick. The official immediately waved it off again for, you guessed it, Sorelli interfering with Bobrovsky.
But it's not prison rules for the goalie. We might as well put skirts on him then.
So with brutal luck all series, instead of a tied game, Barkov would make it 3-1, and the rest was history. But look, at least they kept it classy in the handshake line, because in the AHL this week, Clifford went after Boko Imama. The disrespect. Anyway, from here, how about we give the goalies some love? Yeah? Once again, we had Anderson making some beauty stops, as here, down but not out, it's a 90s throwback as he stares down Lee like a boss and says, "Draw me like one of your French girls." Here's Talbot with an unbelievable ability to track the puck and says, so good, even the Oilers had to acknowledge it. Then in Washington, it's Igor, the contortionist, who keeps one out with a big stop, keeping it out with the pad. Over in Vegas now, it was Thompson with a great initial stop, but going to his left, he's somehow able to stretch out and grab the rebound attempt. And the goalies were so good, even the players wanted in on it, as Stamkos with a beautiful stop here. And then with the Smith down and out, it's Ian Cole using the old noggin to keep one out. But it's not all fun and games though, as in New York, after Sorokin let in the third on 13 shots, he was yanked and stayed in the tunnel the entire rest of the period with his equipment still on. Safe to say, no one likes a sad goalie. But how about we cheer it up a bit with a goalie hug? Oh, you wanted the mini-sized version? Well, here you go. And how about we take a trip down memory lane? You remember that Jets chant at home?
They're chanting, pull the goalie here in Winnipeg.
Well, they got their wish. I just don't think they meant their own goalie, as my goodness, not only did we get this absolutely ridiculous goal from Makar, the Avs have seemingly broken Hellebuck. So bad that they pulled him at the start of the third in Game 4. The Winnipeg frauds, as they ought to be called, have completely fallen apart defensively and have already allowed 4 goals in a period twice this series, something they didn't do throughout the entire regular season, as Nichushkin here scored his first hattie on what appeared to be an empty net. But you tell me, does it make a difference? And over in Toronto, this was a shot of one bench. And then here is a shot of the other, as we had a complete meltdown with Marner getting the brunt of it online. And this is a real look at the Leafs locker room during intermission. And look, I'm not saying that this was a live look of Maple Leaf Square, but with Sportsnet already calling this series after that game, it's them making a mockery of Leafs fans even showing up. Alright, I'm a Pens fan, I'm not allowed to talk, I get it. But how about we hit some quick ones? We had Draisaitl out there deking out everyone, including the refs. In Nashville, it was Pettersson caught up in the Pred celly who got run over, as accidentally on purpose as that may have been. And both games in Nashville, we had whiskers all over the ice before we even got puck drop, as it was catfish galore. But check out this, Ali Walker chugging a beer from one. Maybe the start of Pandemic 2024 edition? Hockey is just different, man, as Taylor Luan downed one as well, and then his little girl got on it as she downed some water. What a beautiful sport. Now, they also brought back that tradition of painting the opposing logo on a car and smashing it, but this is pretty weak, no? If this was in Vancouver, it'd be flipped over and on fire by now. Then we had Hagel sharing a cool moment with a fan, we had Marchand trying to win over some Leafs fans, and when in Vegas, Dodonov pulled off his best magic trick, as how in the hell did this go in? Here we got a quick look at Islanders hockey.
Still no stoppage.
And then Igor again, horned up, went for the goalie goal in the playoffs. Imagine how sick that would have been.
Would have sellied like it was 94.
Having said that, not all goalies would have went for it.
You know, not trying to be too horny for, scoring more than what you need. So we got what we needed, and that was it.
And with that, how about we show some of the character from guys this week?
You got real good wood on that puck out of midair.
Kopitar almost couldn't keep it together. And then after Mark Spector called Kane a distraction earlier in these playoffs, Kane decided to get back at him.
Makes you play your best hockey this time of year. Just the drama of it all. Just brings the best out of me.
As Hyman had to keep it together. And then we got whatever this was from PK.
I'm not a carpenter, but I carry around a hammer. Anyway, go on.
Come on, dude. So inappropriate. I mean, this is a family show. Now, we've seen how Zach Hyman scores his goals, front of the net. But imagine if we had Shaq Hyman. This was hilarious, as he came onto the set of TNT for some demos, and look at how hilariously big he is compared to Henrik.
But I carry around a hammer.
Speaking of hammers, let's get back to the feistiness a bit. We had Doughty just crushing Hyman, and you'd think from hits like this that guys might cower it away a bit, but...
Me personally, I thought the parent hit was good. I love that. I think that's the way it should be called when you get through someone's body.
That's right. This is hockey, baby. Over in that Dallas-Vegas series, it has been brutal. Ben nearly taking a spill here. McNabb with a wild hit on Stankoven, the rookie, which was answered by Ben absolutely erasing McNabb. And yeah, it's been a wild series that is now tied up at 2. And you may be asking, what is Wall looking at here? Well, I think he's trying to find some fans, as they were leaving with plenty of time left. Oh, you don't think it's enough time? Well, how about that crazy comeback in Nashville? After the Preds had it all but in the bag, all they had to do was hold on. And the Canucks got one. Well, okay, still a long shot though, right? Yeah, sure enough, Sissons to seal it, and he hit the post. The stuff that nightmares are made of, as the game stayed alive. And after Hughes absolutely sent Nyquist to another planet, of course they would. With 8 seconds remaining, the Canucks tied it up to force overtime, where it was just a minute in and they would take the game to absolutely rob Nashville at home. This after Vancouver beat Nashville in the prior game with just 12 shots on goal. I mean, you almost got a feel for him here. But yeah, that's about it for what was another wild week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
The thing about him is, right, he's an idiot, but